Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Connecting Life podcast. I'm your host, Diana Boskma, and I'm here to help you connect the dots of life so that you can live your best life in a healthy and fulfilling way. Today, I'm talking with Dominic Young, who I've known for a couple of months and really came to value as a really good person. He's a life coach and a meditation teacher, and overall, just a really cool human being. So, Dominic, would you please tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Well, thank you for having me on your show.
You're
A
welcome.
little bit about myself. Like you said, I'm a life coach, meditation teacher. I started meditating probably, 5 or 6 years ago, and it really changed my life. It really helped me to get out of depression and heal myself. And then from there, I just wanted to help others and help others come out of that kind of other men come out of that situation. So
Yeah,
that's my mission, basically.
cool. Yeah, it's a really beautiful mission. Yeah, thank you for sharing that.
Mm.
So, everybody, Dominic and I will have a conversation about meditation and mindfulness because I really like it. He really likes it. So, let's get busy with that. So, you talked about how you discovered it and how it helped you. So, how long has it been that you felt so much better because of having discovered that?
Well, if you go all the way back to my backstory, my mom died in 2017, and that's
Yeah.
when I fell into like severe depression,
Mm,
like probably suicidal type depression.
ouch. That's bad. Yeah.
And I was stuck that way for quite a number of years anyway,
Mm-hmm.
probably 3 or 4 years. And I still lived, but I was just going through the motions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe maybe in some way I never tried to actually kill myself or anything like that, but
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe I was just not caring about myself. So I was sort of killing myself by default or something like that. If
Yeah.
you know what I'm
I,
talking about, yeah.
yeah. I've had conversations with people who would never kill themselves because
Mm,
of other people in their lives, but really didn't want to live. Whereas
mm,
this feeling of, I will just do what I need to do. But other than that, not going to make an effort to stay alive. And some were praying to,
mm,
to be taken off this world. So, yeah, it's, uh, it's more common, I've realized, than I used to
mm.
think. It's quite common that people feel, well, are really struggling in life.
I'm not sure
And
what they call that necessary, but it's just not actually doing it, but not doing anything to actually keep yourself
hmm
surviving.
yeah, yeah, several people that I've run into were either really overweight because they just couldn't care less, and some were just not eating enough, so they were really skinny. And there's all sorts of things that people go through then.
Mm,
And yeah, I've been in a pretty bad place myself at some point.
mm,
And yeah, things like meditation and mindfulness really helped me. One of the things that I found so good about mindfulness when I learned about this was to sit with myself, just sit with myself and
mm,
ask whether at that moment I was okay. And just sitting there and thinking, well, sitting on a chair, that's all right. And just realizing that at
mm,
that moment, nothing really serious was happening. And I was just sitting there and I was okay. And that changed so much for me to just
mm,
be okay, because just being okay is a whole lot better than feeling really bad. But it was also a practice of repeating that quite regularly, as in, am I okay right now? Yep, I am okay right now.
mm.
And even in sometimes in difficult places, I could, not always, but I could at times really go with the, am I okay right now? And
Yeah,
I've not really had a moment where I just, I'm actually not okay. It's always been that, yeah, in this moment, I'm okay. 5 minutes from now, I might not be, but in this moment, I'm okay. And what happens in 5 minutes, I don't know. It might not even happen because who knows? I might just be out of life in 5 minutes, so why worry about it?
that's true.
So, yeah,
But
it
the
was
reason
enjoyable.
my mom dying was so big because she was she was super important to me. I mean,
Yeah.
because when I was born, my mom was told that I would not survive,
Ooh. And here you
and
are.
she refused to believe it.
That's beautiful.
So my mom not only gave birth to me, but she actually, saved my life, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she was very big and important in my life. So,
That makes total sense. Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Totally get that.
so after that, one day, one of my nurses came in and said, just woke me up with what she said. And she didn't say it in a mean way, but she said it, I don't know, just as truth. It was truthful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was born with spina bifida. So,
Yeah. I've
I
heard of
have
that.
various issues. And so
Yeah.
nurses would come in once a month or whatever.
Yeah.
And so after that, I got help and went to my doctor and actually asked
Mm-hmm.
for help. And
Yeah.
you finally realize at that point that asking for help is not a weakness; it's a strength.
Oh, it is a strength. Yeah.
So if anyone out
Yeah.
there is thinking that they can't ask for help, try to shift
Mm.
that and say that that is a strength.
It is. I've realized over the years that for so many people, it's much harder to ask for help than to just let things be. So it
Mm.
it is a strength, and the service you do yourself and those around you with it. Because when people don't know how to help you, they suffer with you in some sort of way. But when you ask for help, even if it's just a small thing, it helps those around you because it's that effect, like the oil spill. When you do better, those around you do better as well, and it's really, actually, really powerful to
Yeah.
ask for help. Yeah.
So I did get a little bit of like therapy from a clinical social worker for a few months,
Hmm.
and here in Canada, that was paid but for a short period, for a period of time anyway.
Yeah.
And I used to deliver flyers while I was in this state, house to house flyers.
Yeah.
So when I found meditation, I kind of knew a bit about meditation when I was younger, but kind of just left it or whatever. Didn't really do much with it.
Yeah.
And then one day I was doing flyers and I saw these monks that were doing walking meditation
Oh,
just by
yeah.
coincidence. I
Hmm.
don't believe in coincidence; those things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
So something in me just said, I'm going to contact them and see what that's all about, right? So the
Yes.
next day I did, and I talked to the person who headed up that particular
Hmm.
meditation center.
Yeah.
And from there on, I started meditating. He taught me to meditate. And then I took the vow, like the refuge vow, and became
Oh,
Buddhist
cool.
about a year after that.
Yeah.
And it's just something that I practice every morning, and it
Yes.
really just helps you
Hmm.
have a relationship with yourself.
Yes.
Because before that, when I was depressed, I was just shoving everything down and ignoring it or not paying attention to it.
Yeah.
And it helps you become aware of what you're actually doing
Yeah.
and everything around you. And you can't really have a relationship with anyone else really if you don't have a relationship with yourself.
Yes. Yeah. I found. So I started meditating as a teenager after I'd read a book that was about a Dutch. Well, later on he was an author and he did all sorts of stuff, but at that point he was in his early 20s or something. But he went by boat to Japan because he wanted to go to a Zen Buddhist monastery. And reading that book was for me eye-opening. It was just unbelievable. And so I read the two books. So the first book is where he goes to Japan, and the other book is about his journey in the US with one of the people that he met in the monastery who also became a monk and then ended up going back home to the US. And those books have always stuck with me, like
Mm.
so much. Also, the way they describe meditation, because it was Zen Buddhist meditation, which is a bit different than other types, but in the end, I think all of it comes down to being with yourself in that moment.
Mm.
And from there on, I just did it. because I wanted to. And 3 years ago, I wanted to read the books again. And that was actually really interesting because I found them online, so I could read them on Kindle. And then I realized he'd written a third book that I didn't know about. So he describes his journey at some point of himself moving to the US and how his life after that there then goes, and how he goes through whole phases. Because my thought was always, the moment you've committed to something like that, that's what it is. But for him, it wasn't that way. So he was really invested in it in the first 2 books. And in the third book, he's questioning all sorts of things and comes to the conclusion that it's not about any rules or religious rules or anything, but that it's about him being with himself. So he changes things a bit, and it's really interesting to read that. Was really interesting to read that third book then, and I'll never forget them. They've always stuck to me with my whole life. So it's a long time. It's more than 40 years ago that I read the 2 first books, and it's still with me because it made such an impression of what meditation is and can do for us.
Yeah. Well, for me, wasn't really any book necessarily. It was just that meeting with that particular teacher, and and the relationship that we have now. I'm taking the Bodhisattva vow tomorrow, actually, with him.
Oh wow!
If you know what the Bodhisattva vow is.
Nope.
The Bodhisattva vow is basically the whole path of Buddhism is to become enlightened.
Yes, I know that.
So basically, a Bodhisattva is a person that vows to attain enlightenment for others.
Oh.
To not go beyond or go into enlightenment to whatever that is at beyond, and to stay back until every other sentient being is enlightened.
Oh wow!
So it's a real,
yeah,
it's a way path to just helping others is what it is. Like,
yeah, it's a really deep purpose.
No.
Wow. Yeah, I've not heard of that. Is that from a certain?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's in all Buddhists, but my lineage is Tibetan Buddhism.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that is a little bit different than Zen Buddhism and
it's a little bit,
Thai
but
Buddhism.
It's still Mahayana. Like there's 3 levels. There's Hinayana, Mahayana, and Vajrayana.
Okay.
And Hinayana is basically when you take refuge and you work on yourself in some sense, like get your own stuff in order. And then Mahayana is actually projecting that outwards and working with others. And Zen Buddhism is a form of Mahayana too, so they may not cut out what he's talking about necessarily. But but I don't know a whole lot about Zen Buddhism myself, but I know a little bit.
To be fair, I don't know a lot about it either. I only know what I read of those in those books, and so I know a bit about how they meditated and that they had a koan to focus on and things like that. So, but it is mostly silent meditation, and there's people doing all sorts of different types of meditation because there's also guided meditation. And I think I personally prefer silent meditation over a guided meditation, unless my brain's going everywhere. Then I need someone to help me focus and to say positive things so that I can sit with that. So yeah, most of the time I will just sit there with me, and other times I have to say, it's not going to work today. I need someone to talk to me, and then I just pick something from Insight Timer or some other website where I can do that, and that feels good too. Sometimes it's also just binaural beats or solfeggio sounds that accompany me while I meditate, and that's also quite nice because then I can pick a certain amount of time. As in this music bit takes that long, and I can just sit there for that long, and that does help too.
Yeah, there's all kinds of different kinds of meditation, of course.
Yeah.
The type I practice is called shamatha vipassana.
Cool.
We
heard of that.
basically just sit with your eyes open. Of course, it's an eyes open meditation.
Okay.
So you're practicing being here now, right? You're not going somewhere else or anything. You're practicing being right here, right now.
Yeah.
And when you just focus on your breath,
Yes.
what most meditation does.
Yes. Yeah.
And then your mind's going to think thoughts. That's what the mind does, regardless.
Yeah.
You know,
We'll
if you
go
can't,
everywhere.
if you want to actually stop thinking, you'd have to, like, I don't know, cut off your head or something. I don't know what,
Yeah. Yeah. It's
but
it's one of those things that I've heard a lot of people that they think they can't meditate because their mind
because
goes everywhere, and no, it doesn't work that way. Your mind will.
most people think that meditation is I have to stop thinking.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're like super enlightened, maybe that happens, but I haven't gotten there yet.
No, I don't know
But
anybody who's gotten there.
but it's really, and it's okay. You just notice the
Hmm.
thought, and it's just thoughts are just thoughts.
Yes.
When you notice that you're actually thinking in a line or a story,
Hmm.
you notice that, and that's just great because then you notice that you're awake.
Yeah.
When you notice that, you can just say, "Hey, I'm thinking," and let it go, and come
Yeah.
back to your breath.
Yeah. Yeah. The way I've learned is also you focus on your breathing,
Mm.
and I've noticed that then my mind does calm down when I focus on breathing. I've learned a couple of different ways. One is, I think that's Michael Singer who talks about that you count to 20 on the rhythm of your breath, and then again to 20 and again to 20. Another method that I learned is just keep on counting until you lose track and see what happens. Both work for me. It doesn't matter to me. Sometimes I'm just focusing on my breath and leaving it at that. It's a bit of a, how calm do I feel? How focused on the present do I feel? Because when I'm kind of everywhere, then counting
Well,
helps, music helps.
the reason why meditation focuses on the breath is because you can't breathe in the past and you can't breathe in the future.
Nope. It's here right now. Yeah.
So,
And
if you ever
that's
read stuff from Eckhart Tolle, that he focuses a
mhm.
lot on being
Yeah,
present
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I've read the Power of Now because that's all you got. You know,
Mm.
every word we've said that's recorded is already history again. When someone listens to this, it's history because we're not doing it at that point. And for a lot of people, it's really difficult to realize that right now is all you got. That's it. There's nothing else. When you start thinking about your past and thinking about all the difficult things that have happened and, all the people that you miss and all these kind of things, that for me and for many people causes low moods and depression. But when I go sit there as in, oh, I need this and I need that in life and I need to sort this out, need to sort that out, and this is not, worrying about what might not be right in the future, that really, really builds up a lot of anxiety in me
Yeah,
from what I've read
yeah,
many others. So whether I'm anxious or depressed, I know I'm not in the right place because I'm not right here, right now. Or,
yeah.
just low mood, because I'm not talking about proper
Mm.
depression diagnosable, but the
Mm.
low mood that is called depression. When I'm in a low mood, I know I need to get to where I am now, not sit in the past. When I get anxious, the same. It's come back to here right now.
Yeah, depression is rooted in the past and anxiety is rooted in the future, of course.
Yep. And,
But it's all thoughts.
yes. And it both
Although
pops up in my head, sometimes simultaneously.
you do have to, I mean, you have to feel your emotions
Yes.
because to not feel them leads to a lot of negative things.
Yes, that too. But
So
also
it's like,
dragging yourself back to right now is not a bad
yeah,
thing.
no. And it's just that's why if you don't feel emotions, they're not processed.
Hmm.
It doesn't go through the whole cycle of feeling it and all that and then releasing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a thing that most people don't really know how to do either. The feeling it and releasing it, because a lot of people are stuck in certain feelings.
Mm. And it's difficult, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, meditation helps because because you're on the breath and then
Hmm.
you have a line of thought and you say, come back to the breath. So you
Yeah.
have an emotion, you
Hmm.
feel it, but then you can come back to your breath
Yeah.
and realize that you don't have to be stuck in that emotion all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although there's also trauma, which is a whole nother thing.
Also, that benefits from meditation and mindfulness.
There's
I've
benefits
learned
there,
enough about that. Yeah. Yeah.
but trauma is something that happened to you in the past,
Mm-hmm.
but is
Yeah.
living in you now.
Yes. Yeah. And a lot
So,
of us are dealing with that.
mm,
And
so
breath work can also really work with that. So that's one of those things that
yeah, it helps you process emotions.
yeah. One of the things that I find really interesting is when you do any somatic movement, it's almost like you're doing it in a meditative way because
Mm,
you're staying focused with that movement and you're doing it slow and you're breathing so that you can do that movement. And that then helps your body calm down through something that, like, one of the things that I recently talked with someone about is the butterfly pose from yoga that can be used as a somatic movement. And that's where you put your feet flat against each other while you're laying back, and then you let your knees fall out. Not for everybody is that an easy move to do, but when you make sure you're in a safe place and you have comforting things and everything with you, and you then breathe through that, you release certain of these traumatic body feels that you have, and the more you do it, the more you release of that until
mm,
it's just a pose that you do without thinking. And it's quite fascinating how those kind of things can really bring out a lot and resolve a lot. And it's
yeah,
again
so
this meditative breath that you do
yeah,
with it. You just slowly breathe.
I've never really done yoga, but I
Mhm.
know a bit about it. I
Yeah.
mean, I've done some qigong and some tai
Mm,
chi, which is similar.
that's yeah,
It's
similar in that
slow
sense. Yeah.
movements. And
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
you
like
have yoga in different ways. You have the yin yoga that's slow movement, and then you have standard yoga that's quicker. But the yin yoga works really well for, older trauma and that kind of stuff. So like Qigong and Tai Chi also is really these slow movements. You need to focus on your body. You need to be here and right now to do that. And when you use yoga as a sport, it's less so. So, yeah.
yeah, and mindfulness is slightly different. I mean, you can do mindfulness in everything you do, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Instead of, washing the dishes and thinking about what happened yesterday, you can actually be there washing the dishes,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is, it'd be the same thing as meditation. If you start thinking about that, come back to washing the dishes.
Yeah. It's a bit like a walking meditation, I guess, because you're active. You're
Mm,
doing something. A couple of years ago, I talked with a friend about it who really loved doing the dishes at the end of the day. So his kids and his wife would go to bed, and he would then clean up the kitchen at the end of the day, and he would then feel the warm water and do it really mindful, and then just feeling whatever he was using and whichever dishes that he was doing, because they had a dishwasher as well, so it would just be the last little bits that he would be doing, and then drying them and just being really present with it, because he and I did a training at some point about staying more in the present. So it was really cool to hear him talk about doing the dishes very mindfully.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can do it anything. When you're eating,
Yep.
when you're eating, you can do it.
Yep. Yes. Very important, basically, because when you're not present with your food, it doesn't even digest all that well. So it's
That's
better
what I
to
heard.
be really present. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
all works good.
Yeah. Being present helps with everything. When you're working and you're thinking about what you need to have finished in 6 weeks' time, today's not going to go that great.
It's not
Yeah.
always easy, but it's a practice. That's what they call it, a practice. So,
Yes. Yes. One step at a time, keeping at it.
so they don't call it perfect; they call it practice.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Perfect. I'm not sure that anything ever is. I haven't run into it yet. I've only
Doesn't
run into try, do again and do again and do again. Practicing,
yeah.
practicing, practicing. Yeah.
And I don't know, one practice
So,
that sort of helped me, another practice
mhm,
is sort of mindful. It's sort of like meditation, but when one thing that really got me when my mom died is that I wasn't actually there at the moment that she
mhm,
died. So I felt guilty because I wasn't there.
yeah,
And so I would just at night when you can look out of the window and you can see your own reflection, right?
mhm,
I would say I would say something like, "That's not your fault," or something like that. to myself
Oh,
over and
yeah.
over again. And
Mm-hmm.
one day after doing that a number of times, for some reason I could see my face clear. I don't know if that was just my own odd vision or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But at
Yeah.
that moment, it kind of released the guilt
Mm-hmm.
at that moment. So I don't
Yeah.
know what that was, but I can't really explain it. But that's what happened.
Yeah. It sounds like it's something that you practiced and
Mm.
practiced and practiced until you could let go.
So, yeah, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. I have a little journey there still. So yeah, when my mum died, I was not in the same room. I was 2 rooms further sleeping. And that did not feel good.
Mm.
But we didn't know when she would go. If I would have known, I wouldn't have left. But
Mm.
yeah, they thought she might make it till morning, and she didn't.
Mm.
So they had this thing, go sleep for a couple of hours. You'll need it because tomorrow things will get more stressful, blah, blah, blah. And they were right. The day became really stressful because then
Mm.
the whole organization of everything started. But yeah. So yeah, there's a bit of a journey there that you have now made clear to me that I can go on without. So that's actually really cool. So thank you for that. I hadn't thought of doing it that way. I thought of a couple of things, but not that way. And
It's
that
sort of,
sounds very simple.
I mean, Bureau Talk's been something around that's for, helping yourself be positive or
Hmm.
something like that, whatever.
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
around for quite a while.
It has, yes. I've done it with other things, the mirror talking, but not this one.
But this is something that was born. I don't know where I saw it. I just started doing it because it was sort of like Mirror Talk.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. It's worth trying.
Mm.
Definitely worth trying. No,
Yeah.
worth practicing. I said it wrong.
Practice.
Because
Not
the more you
everything
do
can
these
work for
things,
everyone, but
hmm
whatever, you practice something, you try it, and if it
yeah,
works for you, it works for you.
yes. Well, mirror talking has worked so far for several things, so could just as well
Mm.
put this one in there as well. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Yeah, thank you. Do you have any more words of wisdom that you'd like to share?
Words of wisdom.
Yeah. Just if you don't have to have anything really, but if you have some more words of wisdom for the viewers before we
I know
call it a
everybody's.
day.
I mean, I can't think of much, but I mean, you really got to do your best to try to be present
Yeah,
now and
great.
really process your emotions so
Yes.
that you can actually show up for yourself
Yeah.
and show up if you can't show up for yourself, then you really can't show up for others. So
Mm-hmm.
first thing is to show up for yourself,
Yes.
then you can show up for others
Yeah.
and really live your best life or live the life that you really want.
Yeah. Yeah. Without yourself, there's nothing. Because then everything becomes really difficult.
Not necessarily from an ego-centered point, but
Mm-hmm. I know what you mean, yeah. I hope people who are watching this also understand that it's not about the selfish type of ego type of things, but really about being present with yourself. Because when you're present with yourself, you know what you need at that point. You feel yourself and you take care of yourself better than when you're anywhere else. And taking care of yourself is what's important. Because
right.
otherwise, it's one of those things that when you're a mother, you don't get enough sleep, so you
Mm.
can't really take care of your kids that well. But when you
Mm.
make sure you take care of you, you can take care of them better. So it's, and that's with anything. You always have people in life. Some people have pets or whatever, but you need to be taking care of yourself first before you can take care of anything else.
Yeah, well, it's hard to give from an almost empty cup, basically. So
Yes,
you want to
that's
give from your overflow. So you take care of
yes,
yourself to
yeah. The overflow's where it's at.
take care of others.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
'Cause,
that's definitely some words of wisdom there.
because you matter too.
Yep.
Others matter, but you matter too.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. So, when people would like to contact you, how can they best do that?
They can look on my on Facebook
Okay.
under Dominic Young. It's Dominic Young Coaching, my Facebook pages.
Cool.
And my email.
Mm-hmm.
Want to say my email?
Yeah, say it, then we'll add it to the description of the video when I upload it.
Kartenraty 1998, so KARTENRATT 1988 @gmail.com. It's kind of complicated, but
I'll write it with it so that they can
it
find you.
means pack rat in German,
Okay. That's
which is
interesting.
the name of a German Shepherd I had once.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, she used to chase her tail a lot, but like
Mm.
she used to live in a kennel and she chased her tail a lot. But then she came to me, she didn't do that anymore. So,
Oh, that's beautiful.
for whatever reason,
Yeah.
she didn't
More
want to be
options.
with anyone but me. I guess. I
Nice.
don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Well, I really enjoyed our conversation. Actually
Okay.
got something from me out of that as well, which is really cool.
I got
So I want
something
to
too.
good. Yeah. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I really, really liked it.
Thank you
And
for inviting me.
you're very welcome. It was really cool. We'll do it again when you feel up to that. So,
Sounds good.
well, thank you for watching, everyone. Till next time. Bye.